General nerdery.
Hola. Eya. Hola. Eya.
I don't want to do my intro now. No. Oh, God. Bing.
I've been thinking about starting it with that all week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
Oh my God, I'm Zach. I had an intro about that was going to involve like Hollywood video and stuff, but nope, again, too late now. Welcome to General Nerdery, your podcast about liking things. As we mentioned, I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
There we go. I just have to get through it, or I'm like, we did it wrong. Anyways, as you might have gathered from big sex noises there, we're wrapping up Res Dogs today.
It's been a extended journey now at this point.
Worth it. Worth every second of it. For that, what have we been ingesting?
Completely caught up on Fargo.
Okay.
Oh, it's great.
What's your favorite season?
Still probably 2.
I've not seen any of it. You've been like debating this ranking system every time we talk about it.
I actually really, really enjoyed this latest season. And then the last episode of the season happened, and it is fine.
It sucks when a really good season in the final episode is ... fine.
It's just, it feels extremely weird compared to the rest of the season. The main character, who's been a badass the rest of the season, makes a really, really dumb decision out of nowhere that feels completely out of character. But like, whatever. It's only like one thing in an hour-long episode. If it was just that, it would be fine. But it has the Return of the King problem, where there's like 18 endings in a row.
The reason why I don't watch Return of the King.
Yeah, and it's like all like fade to blacks too. So it's like you have this scene happen, and you're like, cool, that kind of wraps things up. Fade to black. Have another scene happen. Okay, cool, that's all right.
Maybe just as Keely Jones, not Keely Jones, the actress who plays Keely Jones is in both things, but like Ted Lasso was getting close to that.
I did really enjoy it's really weird and it's hard to explain, but I did really enjoy the last one that they like ended on though. So that was cool. It just compared to the rest of the season, it was weirdly paced and full of faults comparatively. Not even fault, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see, then hit Infinite and Marvel Snap for the season.
You sent us. I hadn't even hit 50 yet. You son of a bitch.
No, I just I really wanted that card back. I usually only push to Infinite for the card backs.
It's a good card back this time. I get you.
There's a couple where like I didn't push because like the Blade season card back. I intentionally did not push for Infinite because it made no sense for Blade's sword to be in gold.
You picky motherfucker.
But otherwise, like, it's kind of nice because then you start the next season at 70, so you only have to go up 20 ranks to get the gold.
That's good. That's nice.
That's kind of been the biggest reason lately why I've been making the push for it more. And this is the season I've made it Infinite the fastest, so woohoo.
Okay, I can see that.
And then, let's see. They're going to air probably a couple weeks apart from each other, but we just recorded an episode about trailers, and I wasn't going to make you sit through it, but I have watched the Elden Ring DLC trailer probably about 10 times.
Well, shit, I would have, if we had just done the trailers, I would have done it for that.
Oh no, it's fine. You don't have any connection to it.
Yeah, I made you watch Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, that's fine. I just it reignited in me just like needing to get back to the lands between. So then I played fucking Elden Ring all weekend long and like stayed up too late. And like you came in as I was starting in on a dungeon on a playthrough that I am going through just to use the Bloodhound's Fang Curve Greatsword for an entire playthrough.
Well, you had not told me the name of the sword up to this point. You were like, I'm doing this sword. I'm like, cool.
Well, because you can see it right there.
Yeah, sure, but Bloodhound
Bloodhound's,
Fang,
yeah, the Bloodhound's Fang.
purposely referencing like Bloodhound Gang, or
No, I mean, I didn't even think about that, but like, not as far as I know.
the Bloodhound's Fang Great Curved Blade Sword. Great Sword, whatever.
Yeah, curved greatsword.
Yeah. It's a bad name.
It's
It's not good.
Yeah, but it's a fantastic weapon. Holy shit, Zach.
It's a big glowing fucking red blade.
Yeah. Oh, it was glowing red because I was making it glow red with a spell. It normally doesn't even glow red. It's just usually the big blade.
Well, that's less interesting.
Yes, but let me tell you what. You can get it super early in the game. It scales insanely well. You can easily use it through the entire game. It is kind of the benchmark for curved great swords in the game. It is one of the only somber weapons, which that means nothing to you,
It means nothing to me.
that can be not infused. Wait, that can be buffed with consumables or spells. And it also has inherent bleed, and bleed is already close to being brokenly good. So
this is basically, if you're going to use big swords in this game, why are you not using this sword?
pretty close.
Okay.
There are technically other weapons that are better, but like for a weapon that you can get there's no better weapon that you can get so early in the game so easily, because you can actually make an NPC basically get it for you. And when you do that, he actually gives you more bonuses for doing that than if you were to just get it yourself.
Oh, thank you, mister. Man, usually when an NPC gives you a sword, it's like, this is my great granddaddy's blade. It's been in my family for 3 generations, and it's literally just titled Rusted Piece of Shit. Like,
No, it's this is basically the same sword like this recurring enemy type through the game uses. You just happen to be able to get it early. And you run into this NPC who's like wanting to kill one, even though the dude's like already in jail. So you guys both go into the jail together and just fucking kill him in there.
all right.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Now that I've said it out loud.
Wow, Elden Ring has moral questionably choices.
But the trailer looks great. I'm so excited for the DLC. I might take that Friday off from work.
Fuck yeah, man.
Which I'm 100% going to take that trailer off from work.
That trailer off from work?
That day off from work. Oof, I'm just thinking about that trailer.
Yeah,
still.
we are both exhausted apparently today, by the way. Fair warning for this episode.
And then started watching Resident Alien.
Oh, how is it?
It's really good so far.
Well,
I'm
it's
only
Alan
like
Tudyk,
3 episodes
so-
in, but yeah. So it's Alan Tudyk. Sarah Podemski is in it, who plays Rita in Reservation Dogs. She hasn't played a big part yet, but she showed up a little bit here and there. Gary Farmer's in it a few times.
Remind me.
Uncle Brownie.
Oh my god.
And one of the writers on the staff, I noticed as the credits rolled on the last episode I watched, is Tazba Chavez, who also wrote on Reservation Dogs.
Why the fuck is there this, like, good for them? I'm glad they're getting work. But, like, Resident Alien?
Yeah.
That's the show with a weird amount of crossover with.
Yeah, I was not. I knew Gary Farmer was in it going into it, but I didn't know Sarah Podemski was in it. I didn't know Tazba Chavez was writing on it. I was just like, yeah, Alan Tudyk playing an alien trying to blend in, and he's the town doctor.
I haven't watched it beyond a couple of, like, clips because it looks a little bit like that kind of uncomfortable humor that, like, makes my skin crawl.
It's not too cringe.
Okay.
I mean, a little bit.
The social anxiety humor, like, I physically am incapable of watching The Office. Like, I have to leave.
So he is socially awkward,
yeah,
but not in the same way as like Michael Scott.
Okay.
He's more just a dick.
Okay, see, that I can actually handle better.
He's more, and it's funny too, because like some people are just like, oh, you're so weirdly charming, being like so like authentically you. It's just like,
Yes.
And he's just like, no, I need you to leave. No, you need to leave. Why aren't you leaving yet?
I've seen some clips from the show. I love Alan Tudyk, though. Like, I realize that as a nerd, that's like the least controversial statement of all time, but holy shit.
The bit that has surprised me is that it's not it's not even trying for a laugh every minute, which is kind of what I was expecting from an Alan Tudyk as an alien led comedy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're gonna just try to land the jokes that we're gonna try to land. And
as much as I love rapid pace humor when shows do that right, it really is sometimes best to just make sure the ones you need land, as opposed to like, we'll launch 40 and make sure you laugh at 30 of them.
which, yeah, and it seems to make some of the moments where you do have an extended joke sequence, like it pays off a little bit more. Like you get like a 30-second clip of the week where he was trying to learn how to make his body work.
Okay, see, I get that. Yeah, it's I don't remember if the problem with doing trailers immediately before we do this is I don't remember if I said this on the trailers or about something, but like giving stuff space to breathe where it needs it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, that I'm glad to see shows starting to do that again. Not everything needs to go breakneck pace.
Yeah, I'm only like 3-4 episodes in on it, but I'm excited to keep going for sure.
It's still going?
Yeah, I think the latest season is airing as like now.
Cool. I forgot it existed until Facebook was like, you want to watch some Alan Tudyk clips? I'm like, I do. You're not wrong. I hate to give you credit for anything, Facebook, but you did land.
Like, I do want to watch Alan Tudyk clips, so congrats.
I don't love how accurate the like Facebook, I don't remember. It's just like Instagram Reels. That's what it is. I don't love how much that they have figured out. Like, yes, I would like to watch Power Ranger charge up scenes, moments from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and cute kittens.
But I mean,
but they are in fact correct. Like, all of those are things I enjoy.
If that's what the evils of technology is going to be giving you,
yeah,
kind of get it.
And then every once in a while, I was like, "Do you want to watch this thing from Prager University?" I'm like, "You get the fuck out of my life."
Back to the kittens.
I don't remember if I've mentioned this here because I've been watching wrestling stuff still. Sorry, did you have anything?
Oh no, that's pretty much it for me. Other than like, I could talk at length about the Elden Ring trailer at this point. Super interesting.
We'll do it in the next trailers episode.
But it requires going into lore.
One of those.
So no, we're not going to have an hour episode just about this episode.
This is why we need a Patreon, just so we can do that. So because I'm still watching wrestling stuff on YouTube a lot, the trailer, or not the trailers, but the commercials I get have become pretty skewed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watch like left-wing news and wrestling. So it's like Sandy Hook Promise, the like gun control people. And then literally the trailer immediately afterwards is like, if you like guns, this is the trailer for you. Sorry, guys. I'm not anti-gun. I actually enjoy shooting them.
Guns?
But you
Did we hear
missed
guns?
The mark here. Like,
we were listening in on your content. They said guns a lot. So here you go.
Most of my stuff is kind of continuing. I've definitely read a lot more wrestling comic books, and they remain fascinating to me. Because we talked about it, there's like surprisingly good creative teams like Charles Soule and Dan Mora and all this. But at the same time, and you know, they're fun. There's not one that I've read that I haven't enjoyed reading. But they're kind of like an examination in creative bankruptcy.
Okay.
Like, they just never quite willing to commit to something enough to make it like interesting, or they're never quite, I don't know, like they're so obviously like a side product of a different piece of media that they actually care about, that they're never quite allowed to become something like legitimately interesting in their own right. And I'm trying to find how to, okay. each arc follows a different wrestler during an important moment in their career.
Okay.
Most of them are bad. It amuses me endlessly that even the one with like Roman Reigns deciding to like become his true unfettered self, he's still the whiniest little bitch throughout the entire thing. But like they got to an AJ Styles one. But they clearly did not have the depiction rights for every character that they wanted to use in the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, if you're a real person and they're putting you in a comic book, they have to pay you for that.
Right, right.
And the first time this happens is Vince McMahon. But it's kind of funny because it's only for one page and it's just the whole scene. The shot is from behind McMahon's chair.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
just kind of like see his arms and talking in like this big threatening chair and stuff.
If
and
you
like,
know, you know.
Yeah, and it kind of works. Like, I mean, fuck Vince McMahon forever, but like it was kind of fun. And then like there's a scene where it's his wife. And obviously they don't have the like depiction rights for his wife. So her face is kind of like awkwardly out of frame for like one panel. And I was like, all right, whatever, that's weird. But then the wife keeps coming back. She is the second most important character out of like 4 characters that matter.
Is her face just like constantly behind like potted plants and
like she's always like the panel ends at her neck, or like she's just looking the wrong direction, so there's like awkward the back of her head, or like and it was like if it wasn't for this, it would have been one of the better wrestling comics, but it was so disconcerting.
Linda McMahon, is that it?
No, this is AJ Styles' wife. Not
okay.
McMahon's wife. But like, you know, it turns out that like she was, because they keep kayfabe in this, so they like keep the plot going while admitting it's wrestling. So like apparently there was a plot line where Samoa Joe like showed up at their house and was like weirdly threatening, and in the comic it turns out that her wife, AJ Styles' wife, was helping feed Samoa Joe's like, I'm in your house being threatening, because she knew it would piss off her husband, which would make him fight better. Which is like not a sign of a great marriage, if we're being honest here. But also like, it's kind of a fun story, but it's like the fucking one of your main characters is the secretary from the Powerpuff Girls. Or like
every adult in Peanuts.
That's what I was gonna go with. Like, or like I read The Undertakers, and you know, I'm such a fucking basic bitch when it comes to wrestling. My favorite 3 are Rey Mysterio, Sting, and The Undertaker.
Yeah, because those are the correct favorite
best,
3.
Yes, no,
yeah. Those are the correct ones to
have. If you have an
favorites.
interesting costume that's not a fucking onesie, I'm way more into it. Although LA Knight's a lot of fun, but that's its own thing.
The only one I might switch out is Sting, and I would have a hard time telling you for who off the top of my head.
I could see maybe Kane, like,
or Mankind. Probably.
Oh yeah, Mankind. I might. Yeah, you're right. I have to give it to Mick Foley but that's just because I like Mick Foley. Like tonight, my plan is when I get home, I'm going to show Cece that Hell in a Cell match because I've told her about it, and then I'm gonna watch the Mick Foley episode of Hot Ones.
Nice. I still haven't watched it.
I haven't either, but I watched the Undertaker one.
Okay, yeah.
It was fun. I mean,
yes.
But anyways, they did Undertaker, and it was like the most cowardly way they could have done Taker. Because I think there's like 2 interesting ways to tell Taker's story. You either just do an honest history of his career. One, the whole thing was way too compressed because they did a 30-year career in 4 issues.
Yeah.
But
should have just done an Undertaker for all seasons.
Yeah. But like, do an honest depiction of his career. You know, here's blah, 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 yada, yeah, but like, don't worry about kayfabe, but just do a bio. Or they like a lot of his storyline stuff involves him having mystical fucking powers. So you let him have the mystical fucking powers. Instead, they try to like run the line between the 2 of them of there's no actual magic powers going on, like any of his weird, like heel to face to heel shifts are mostly written off as Paul Bearer manipulating him. So instead of like the god of wrestlers, the most terrifying man to ever star in the WWE, you have this man that just desperately needs to go to like 2 therapy sessions and he'll be okay. Like awkwardly debating the nature of evil while wearing a really stupid costume. Because it was his the look he had when he had his like Legion of Darkness or something. I don't remember. He briefly had a stable of all the bad guys.
Yeah.
And he had his like almost cult leader, and it kind of looked like Undertaker's take on Time Lord stuff because it had like that huge collar.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's a bad look.
Yeah. We're good.
It's him like debating the nature of evil until he finds out that Paul Bearer is working with Vince McMahon. And he's like, well, this was fun. I'm done now. Like, it was just, it couldn't pick a lane, and it just, none of it landed because of it. It's like, come on, guys. You have so many interesting things.
This?
Mick Foley appears for fucking like 3 panels? Fuck you. And then I also have fallen back into Shadow Man.
Oh, dope. How's that been?
So fucking good. I just finished... I just got the second half of his most recent series, which I'd been waiting for. And a team-up book called, I think, Book of Shadows, that is like all of Valiant's mystical characters working together as a kind of Justice League Dark. So it's him and his kind of girlfriend character from the more recent stuff, and Punk Mambo, who is Peter Milligan's kind of punk rock girl voodoo Constantine.
Okay, so this reminds me, and there's a reason we don't do news anymore, but like considering they're some of the only characters that have been hitting, there has been a rumor going around that we might get a Midnight Suns movie.
That rumor's been happening for a while, but fucking do it.
But like, think about it. Those are some of the only characters lately, the past couple of years, that have been like
really successfully hitting. Yeah. Fucking Black Knight and Blade and Moon Knight. And yeah, man, like that's a weird Midnight Suns, but I'm 100% down.
I'm down. Mystic teams are always so fun.
They're so great. Yeah, but like Eternal Warrior and Dr. Mirage. But anyways, so I read the previous one, and Dan Abnett's Moon Knight is not Moon Knight, although he'd be great at that book. Dan Abnett's Shadow Man is probably my favorite take on the character. And we know that I've loved every iteration of that character.
I like me some Abnett just in general.
Mm-hmm.
I know him more from 40K, but
yeah, Abnett is, and Andy Lanning, who for years they were like the inseparable team DNA. It was only about 10 years ago that they split up. And both of them, though, still, even not working together, are one of those names that even if I don't love the book when it comes out, if Lanning or Abnett writes it, there's no doubt in my mind that it will be a well-constructed book.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. Jesus Christ. Like, they change artists partway through, and that's disappointing. Not because the later artists are bad, but because the first artist is better. And I always feel bad when the first artist is the best of the, like, 3, because it feels like a step down when they're still very talented.
Right.
So, yeah, my plans for after work today are reading Shadow Man and watching mankind be thrown through a fence. And a table. And another fence.
That's going to be awesome. I love that match.
Right? As we've mentioned, I've got teeth stuff, so I'm not looking forward to that on a fucking big screen, but, like, that's fine.
It happens.
Well, and my plan is to watch, they released a version where, like, 20 years later, or however many years, Mankind and Taker are watching it together, or I guess, Mick Foley and I can't remember, Mark Calloway are watching it together and discussing the show as they watch it. And it's fucking fascinating.
I still need to watch that version. You had mentioned that before, and yeah, that sounds pretty fantastic to me.
Mark Foley is like a dumbass, but like a really smart dumbass at the same. He just destroys his body in terrible ways.
Is that it?
Let's take a quick break and rest dogs.
Yeah.
I'm so tempted to start with A. So I talked to you about this at work while going through. I found myself like really resistant to turning on Res Dogs every night when I got time to watch an episode or two.
Didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
I
mean, the moment I started watching, I was like, this is the best decision I've made today. And it was every time.
I mean, I suppose, like, I kind of wanted to lead off a little bit with, like, I know the answer to this, but at the same time, so did it live up to the hype now that we're at the end?
It is fascinating. Is like Mr. Spock description is about the only way I can really like tackle this. Like, it made me get teary at really weird spots. And made me really like, okay, Ted Lasso was the last series that I watched that wrapped up where it wanted to wrap up and like really finished. And you and I have talked about the Ted Lasso finale. I give it probably a B plus maybe. Like, it's good.
It's better than a lot of other finales. It's nothing fantastic.
Yeah, it's no 30 Rock finale, which is a fucking masterpiece, but like,
but at worst, it's a good episode of the show.
Exactly.
Which, like, that's
but
fine.
like, there's a really dedicated to like, this is over. This is wrapping up every storyline that we can. It has a real sense of finality. This one has a real sense of finality, but like, it could have just been
a season
the
finale?
end of a season, other than maybe saying goodbye to William Knifeman. Which, that fucking scene. It was just interesting to me. Like, it was the things it chooses to wrap up, the things it chooses to kind of like leave hanging. We talked about it last time. It is not a show that feels the need to answer every question you have.
Right. And I know going into this season, the thing that was mostly on my mind was like, based on the first two seasons, I trust whatever they decide to do.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, how do you wrap this up, being that it's a show about kids? And, like, can't kill them.
In a show that largely doesn't deal with the kids much in the final season.
Yeah.
Like, it's way less about the kids in season 3.
But you have to wrap things up, but allow things to
continue.
So, like, where...
I think the third season of this lands better than the third season of Ted Lasso.
Yeah, oh, I agree.
And I'm going to try not to do too many Ted Lasso. It's just so, like, both of them were 3 seasons and done shows that I got really invested in, so it's right there.
I don't know if it's my favorite series finale, but I think this is my favorite final season of all time. I think it does the best job of almost anything I've ever seen of actually wrapping up all the themes and storylines that were started.
I don't know if I can give it that entirely, but I can't think of anything that like tops it off the top of my head. So maybe I agree with that. Like, this third season is a fucking masterpiece. I was trying, like, Cece and I were talking about like what the show is about, and like, there are a lot of shows about grief, or a lot of shows about community. Or there are a lot of shows about growing up or whatever. But like, this show, I guess it's about a community, but like, calling it just a show about a community almost feels like you're underselling it. Like, it's
well, and especially because like, if it's not, I mean, it's also a show about grief,
and,
like you brought up,
and
like,
a moment in time, and like,
growing up. Yeah. And healing.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously we've talked about this show for a number of episodes now. We did leave off. We can pop right in where we left off.
That's what I was thinking.
Frankfurter Sandwich, episode 6. This one I was excited for you to get to.
Okay. I forgot that I was having trouble remembering where it was because Cece hadn't seen the one before, the
Housemaid of Bongs.
Housemaid of Bongs. So we started there. So I was like, what the fuck came after Housemaid of Bongs? I love this episode. This might be my favorite episode of the series. I don't know if I can give it that, but like, this episode is so funny and poignant and like,
oh, Cheese out with the uncles.
Cheese is so pure that he immediately like purifies the trauma of these three men. It was really interesting to see Grandma, what is her name again?
Irene.
Irene. Immediately after the last one where we saw her, because like, obviously we had seen Irene before, but we've never really seen Irene in relationship to the other parts of the community as much.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Big. And like, obviously she's a part of this community. Everyone's a part of this community. But like, the idea of her calling up her two childhood moron friends. I love Brownie and Bucky, but they're fucking dumbasses by this point in their life.
Oh, they're
and
so good.
Big. Who,
Big.
I don't even know why Big was there. Big was just there because he likes cheese. Like, he's there to... But like, the idea that it wouldn't have had nearly the same power. It wouldn't have worked to have this episode and not probably immediately the episode before have had Housemaid of Bongs.
Right. Because you get to see the whole context of Maximus.
Yeah, because if they could have, and other shows probably would have, had that moment, told us that moment, like, oh, we had this friend, you remind him of us, you remind us of him, for God's sake. And we're worried you're going to go that same route. And then later show us that friend and later show us that moment. But I don't think it would have landed as well. I don't like prequels. But the pacing of that, and I hadn't really put Cheese and Maximus together. I very much was...
Earlier in the season, we have the episode Maximus that very squarely puts Bear and Maximus together,
and young Maximus resembles Bear enough. But
it also, I like that the show lets it be complicated enough to be not everyone is a one-to-one copy.
Oh, yes, 100%. So like, I hadn't put that together, but when they said that, I started going, oh yeah, that kind of... Cheese doesn't have anyone.
You're right.
He now has his grandma, and he has, as she puts it, your family, which I love that she said your family's here, and I was like, oh, his uncle's had a... No, it's fucking... It's the Res Dogs, so she gets it. She probably gets it better than any of them. They fucking take him out to go fishing. It's weird to see Big not in his cop uniform.
Right.
I do love that he got those, because I talked about it last episode. I just recently got overalls. So I was like, that's right, Big, you understand. You have also trapped yourself in a prison of denim that's weirdly comfortable.
Oh my God. And just everything. All the uncles out in the fucking woods is so great. Just big uncle energy the entire time.
I love that he was...
Fucking Brownie's fart joke.
Yeah, that was a good one. Or Bucky doing whatever version of fishing that he was doing. And at first, Big being like, you're scaring the fish off, fuck off. And then like, it's working, you're cheating.
Yeah.
I love the outdoors, but I struggle with silence. And not like, I've spent enough time in the outdoors. I understand that silence isn't really a thing when you're actually out in wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if I'm not listening to a podcast or an audiobook or blah, 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 I have trouble falling asleep without putting on an audiobook.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And so I was really actually like enjoying and looking forward to that moment right up before the fart joke where they were having him, like take this moment, be part of this. And I was literally like basically about to start writing notes while also being like, this is utterly missing the point of everything that's going on here.
But also, thank you.
Thanks, Bucky. But I kind of also appreciate, as much as like, there is nothing fucking wrong about being in the woods and just sitting in your chair and relaxing and enjoying. 100%. But I also appreciate that they don't treat Cheese as bad for not like being able to do that, or even wanting to do that, and wanting to have that like interaction with his uncles. Kind of jumping forward there a little bit. I do appreciate that Cheese is consciously aware, because he's such a cerebral kid. He's so self-aware in ways that you're not used to seeing characters, and not like so self-aware that I don't have a character arc or whatever.
And emotionally mature.
Mm-hmm. But still making a kid choice.
Yes.
Like emotionally mature, but he's what, 15 at this point? Mm-hmm. Like, he knows he's going to lose his friends, and he's, now he's got grandma, but like he's not sure how to deal with losing his friends. So he's consciously separating himself from them. I remember my senior year of high school, because I was supposed to leave Missoula. Mm-hmm. Like, that was the plan originally. I was going to move to Oregon, and I, in retrospect, would have died. Or I would have figured shit out a lot earlier. Who knows which one, but probably died. But I remember not the same thing, and honestly, my version was a little shittier. But I remember going through my list of friends, because we were all going to go our own ways, and kind of picking and choosing who I was going to, like, keep in my life, and who I was going to, like, remember fondly but not worry about keeping in touch with.
Peace.
And fuck, I was wrong on, like, half of them. Some of them, I remembered this after watching this episode and was like, you piece of shit? That's, like, one of your best friends in the world. That's saying the name, because I'm not gonna like, yeah. No, but I don't even know if he listens. Doesn't matter. He's a good guy. So I've done that, like, conscious uncoupling, and it's such a shithead move. Even if, like,
like you said, but understandable.
Yeah. All he had are the other 3 res dogs for years. Mm-hmm. So the idea of losing them, it's easier in some ways to just start that separation, as opposed to, like, getting what time he can out of them.
I don't want to get into it too much what happens in future episodes, but bringing that up just reminded me, I'd never even thought about this fact, but by the end of the series, he has more res dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's so much. Cheese fucking makes out like a bandit in this show. Even more than Willie Jack. And Willie Jack does real good for herself in this, too. I love that he's like, let's do a thing that I learned in the group home.
And it works?
It's the world's most effective technique when it's done by Cheese. It has to be done by Cheese with these 3 people where no one else can see them. And, like, I love that Cheese has the most basic bitch start. Like, Cheese, my pronouns are he, him, and his, and generally think I'm a pretty happy person. And he is, even though he's, like, going through shit and is kind of a bummer right now.
But not untrue.
No, yeah. And they take that, because you have to take Cheese Seriously. There's just something about him. And I love the emotional growth. Like, I love that we get that real follow-up on what Big has going on in his brain. That he acknowledges that he's been, like, pushing all of that away. And he probably hasn't had this moment of catharsis. This is probably the first real moment of catharsis where he actively, publicly admits, you know, even though he doesn't say all the words, I blamed myself for Cookie's death, but in retrospect, I was trying to help. And I was just doing whatever I could. And, like, I'm not a bad person, which we've seen him live in fear of being a bad person. But this seems to be him being comfortable with being a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a subtle yet incredibly important distinction. And then also Big just bursting into tears. Especially because, as you pointed out, that actor usually plays
fucking scary
fucking
motherfuckers.
terrifying hard asses, and he's playing Big.
He's so fucking scary in Fargo, dude.
And then the level of, like, Bucky and Brownie being like, okay, that worked. Let's talk about this. But they still, like, take the stick and go through the steps. Like, they legit. And then it was so fascinating to hear them talk about Maximus. And I realized afterwards how much of what you were talking about of whatever full of bongs, house made of bongs, was just you translating this scene. You know, oh, he didn't know he could rely on us. And, like, in fairness, y'all were fucking useless back then. Like,
all a bunch of shit asses.
Yeah. And
still kind of shit asses.
Mm-hmm. But, and like, as CC pointed out, they were on acid. It is not unreasonable for them not to believe him there.
Yeah, right.
But they needed to at least, like, take him seriously. They needed, like, when he kept, like, I don't know. You know, he didn't think he could rely on us, and he had something happen, and we didn't believe him, and that fucked him up. And that is the most awareness we have ever seen from a single elder in this show. Not that they don't have, like, moments of emotional maturity or awareness. Like, when asked to talk about cooking, he's like, no, but not because it's, like, bad or anything. I just don't want to cry in front of you.
So this episode in particular, and then later on in Send It, when Willie Jack gets mad at Maximus and says that us kids know things too, it made me realize something from season 1 that I don't think I'm stretching too far here.
No, hit me.
But it's weird. I think these and the themes that have been woven throughout the past few seasons all make the bit with fucking Kenny Boy and the goddamn string theory book, like, why it was such a big part of that season 1 episode to help mirror through what this series was going to be. Because his big thing, the only thing that we hear, you know, they're looking for the string theory book that entire episode. But when we finally hear somebody say something out of the string theory book, it's that the whole, like, there's no reason why we only experience time in one direction. When, you know, string theory says that we should experience it both ways. And I think that the community themes that have been through this show shows how that can be true in a non-literal sense. And when the community part is strong and those relationships are there,
the elders
you don't
are
just
learning
have
from the young ones, and the young ones are learning from the elders.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Cheese being like, this worked so much better than I thought it would. And like, it just is like, I'm accepting all of your emotions and kind of surprised. Like, wasn't.
But yeah, but I think that's the time going both ways, is just the community working the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, community serving as an organism, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't remember what they were going to do at the very end.
Oh, right, but he goes and gets the rest of the res dogs, which is just a
nice
sweet little moment to finish it off.
Also, side note, over explaining a joke makes it not funny, but fuck, I laughed so fucking hard at Big just pouring all of that hot sauce, all the homemade hot sauce, all over the catfish, because he can't eat catfish the same after.
Oh god.
The fish, and then like, I don't care who you are, you don't do what he did with a hot sauce of just slathering it on shit unless you've tried it first. Like, that was, you deserved everything that happened to you there. It's my own blend of jalapenos and ghost peppers. The specific kinds are unimportant or whatever. And I'm like, oh no.
Wahoo. Rita gets promotion. That's a Cookie showing up. Spirit of Cookie.
Yeah. Maybe my least favorite of the chunk.
It's a good one. It's pretty straightforward for what it is. Like, Cookie tells you what she's there for.
I kind of wanted a bit more from this episode, I think. And not that like it didn't deliver everything it needed to deliver, but it kind of feels like it's not finishing the Cookie story, but it's kind of finishing the Cookie story. And it kind of feels like it is setting up for the finale episodes. Which it is. I mean, that it's 100% doing that. Although I'm missing oh yeah, I know what I'm missing. But it's kind of prepping for what's coming next, as opposed to a huge payoff on its own.
This one it's kind of like a little mini finale in a way, because like we are in the final season and there are things that have been set up and we have seen how it's affected these elders and how they've grown and started to heal. So now we just need to like put the finishing
some of that up, so we don't have to spend that in the like last 3 episodes. 100%. It's not that I don't find the aunties interesting. I just, other than Big, who is my favorite character on this show, I think I find the older generation more interesting. The elders more interesting than the aunties, and I find the res dogs more interesting than the aunties. And it's like we've talked about, there has to be a least favorite Batman.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't mean, I mean, George Clooney was awful, but like that doesn't mean there has to be a bad Batman. Also, I can't think of her name. The one that's hooking up with Big.
Oh, Bev.
I don't like Bev. And this episode made me like Bev a little more, but like there's just a lot of Bev in this episode.
We do get a cameo from Evan Adams as Dr. Larry.
The most useless fucking psychiatrist of all time.
And he, of course, was Thomas Builds the Fire in Smoke Signals back in the day.
Shit.
Yep.
Shit. Okay. So, we know...
That scene just became, like, way, way better, didn't it?
That was already one of the better scenes of the thing. Like, God, he reminds me so much of Dr. Miglios, the useless doctor from the Cerritos on Lower Decks.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Anyways.
I mean, Lou Diamond Phillips is real. He just wasn't here in town.
So we already know that Bear's family can see spirits. And I think we've already... No, this is the episode where they just say that, like, some family can see spirits. Some can't. So I was not surprised at all that Rita was going to see someone. And if she was going to see someone, she, seeing Cookie makes sense. I kind of like that she had a harder time with it than, like, Bear accepted it really fast in retrospect. Like, oh, here's a native guy. He's
got hard nips.
he's hanging out with me. Okay. Like, and she's just, maybe it's because it's like her friend. Like, maybe if Daniel had shown up for him
It would
it
have
would
been
have been
different.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also just because she's older. Like, I'm an adult. I have moved. And in a lot of ways, she's moved on from, not moved on, but she seems less spiritual, less connected to the more mystical sides
Mm-hmm.
than a lot of the members of this show, probably because, she hasn't had time for it. She dated apparently a lot in high school and then had a kid with fucking Pumpkin and has spent her life desperately trying to make sure Bear doesn't turn into Pumpkin and working at the Indian hospital?
The IHS.
IHS, thank you. I wanted to say IVF, and I'm like, that's not correct.
That's not the right thing.
She's worked at Mvto fertilization. Anyways, so like her life has been a lot more, I guess, grounded.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of an out there thing for her. I guess I just expected Cookie to have like some deeper message for her almost, or like, not deeper message, because fucking Knifeman's messages were always fucking ridiculous, but like almost more like esoteric message. Well, hers is pretty straightforward. I need to be able to like be let go, and you are allowed to move on in life. Is basically Cookie's whole thing.
I feel like there's at least a part of it too, though, that is like a reminder to, once again, to leave in the right way.
Yeah.
Like, yes, this is an amazing opportunity for you that you should absolutely 1,000,000% take. Go live your life, go do these things, but make sure that you are keeping the connections that you have, because you have family, you have community.
And that you're giving Bear autonomy that he has earned at this point, despite the fact that he fucking dipped like half a season ago. But even then, they didn't leave the right way that time, but they were closer. They had the right idea that time, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I love the scene at fucking, was it so-and-so, someone in Leo's, the catfish joint?
Oh, Robin Leo's. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Robin Cleo? I don't know.
Robin Cleo, yeah.
Okay, you're eating catfish, double order catfish, and talking to yourself. Like,
Thought I was gonna marry her.
used to date. We went to junior prom to like, there's like one date to get the. God, she was popular when she was younger.
She's still popular. Everybody in town wants to snag Rita.
Yeah. My favorite moment might be one of the smallest moments in this, but I think it's really important. And it's literally like, okay, Bear's tried the recipe, didn't work, he's trying again. I mean, that's just maturity on Bear, learning and trying to learn from his mistakes as opposed to like kind of throwing a temper tantrum, which he has before. But is when she asks him about saying goodbye to Daniel. And at first he's like, I swear, dear lady, like, please, let's not have this fight again. But no, literally, like, you've done this thing that I've never done. And you're at a point where I can learn from you and not the other way around. Like we talked about, learning both directions. And that was the most poignant scene for me. And then they throw the tape in the water, and I recognize it's a really big thing, but I was like, don't litter.
Send it. This is breaking Maximus out. I love this episode.
This episode's so funny.
This episode is so fucking funny.
Opening with fucking White Steve being like, I am willing to wear a wire.
This was my idea.
Like, poor White Steve. And the fact that it ends up being revealed that, like, at worst, they're all going to get tickets.
Yeah.
Like, no one's even in trouble, really. They're going to have to pay, like, $80, like.
So, there's not really any deeper meanings in this episode. This one is mostly a lot of fun And the emotional things are just laid straight out on the table.
Yeah.
Like Willie Jack yelling at Maximus at the end.
Which we will talk about that. That is so good. It kind of ties back to, in some ways, what we thought the show was going to be when you watched that first episode.
Right. This is very much a throwback to what it seems like
they're
this
criminals
show is
trying to
going
get
be.
out of like blah, 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 you know, or possibly vigilantes, or like really how they sold the show and then ditched by like episode 3 at the absolute latest.
Yeah. Episode 2, if we're being...
Scene 3 of episode 2, and we have moved on from this. But like, all right, it's time to do a heist. We have to
break
an old guy out of a mental health facility because old man Fixico is dying, and I'm broken up about old man Fixico dying, even though we've gotten like no time with him. This is the episode where we get the nice little scene about them talking about Shaban.
Yeah.
So, like another,
At the breakfast table at the elders' breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Irene and Fixico, and then the 2 other elders that I don't think we ever get names
No,
for.
I don't think it's really that important. It's just,
but have shown up every season.
Yeah, but the idea that there's more than 12 people who live in this town.
Mm-hmm.
They were probably at that shit-ass party that we watched.
Oh, yeah, I have a feeling that they were supposed to be, like, part of Fixico's crew that was in his fucking car the first time that he
that would
was
make
up.
sense, yeah. Fuck. So, because Fixico... It's not just Fixico knows he will die soon. Fixico is dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has... I don't know, I think a heart attack
I think
or
they say
something
heart
like.
attack. Pretty sure they say
He
heart
collapses and there's not much time left. And it did bum me out that he's clearly going to die in that hospital and not at home in the really kind of beautiful way that Mabel does. But also, fair enough. Like, you had a heart attack, you should probably be in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide they're going to go break out Shaban. And it doesn't occur to either me or Cece while we're watching this that Bear has no idea that Shaban is Maximus until that hallway.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, yeah, okay. Break out Shaban. I know what's happening here.
Dude, the breakout, everything about the breakout plan is so fun. So, Kenny Boy is back in a big way in this episode, too.
You want me to lend you a vehicle after the last one I lent you was stolen and never returned? Yeah. Okay. This is why we keep you, Kenny Boy.
What did I say about Kenny Boy through the seasons?
They needed an experienced hand, and he's like the second most useless person in this entire.
God.
Only because he brought his piece of shit brother with him.
Yeah, Ainsel.
Angel has zero character growth ever. I mean, he was never a bad person. He's just a useless meth head.
Mm-hmm.
So they come up with this plan to break out Maximus. And it's about as well organized as their chip truck heist, which means it looks at first like it's going really well, and then you immediately realize that it's a catastrophe from start to end.
Don't say Mr. Brown.
God. So
Mr. Dog.
Cheese spends all night drawing out the fucking floor plans to a hospital, but he picks the wrong goddamn hospital. They're supposed to fucking break phone lines, and fucking Kenny Boy's super excited to be part of that. And they're like, no, you're gonna be the getaway driver. You're gonna
have to send Cheese because he's the only one that knows what a phone line looks like. It was supposed to be Jackie and Alora's job.
They send in White Steve and Bone Thug Dog.
Oh my god, dude, it's such a little moment. No, when they're having Wheeze stand outside to give like the alarm if he needs to, right? And they're talking about like, well, just yell really loud.
Maybe I'll just send a text in the group chat.
But he's just like, what would I yell? What would it sound like? There's this split second of Willie Jack just being like, ah, ah, ah.
Oh, she's good.
That it fucking kills me every time. Love that part.
Oh, thinking of Willie Jack, I really love the scene between her and Alora while they're driving there of like,
Oh, right. Yeah.
you're doing good here. Like usually when we're stealing stuff, it's like copper wire for Bucky or stuff like that. And this time it's something that matters. And they have that admittedly really dark conversation of like, I'll be there for you when you die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then they send in White Steve and Bone Thug Dog to distract the nurse. They also have them in suits. I'm not sure where the suits came from.
I don't know, but they had to act professional because they're going to be writing an article for the paper, so they need a toit.
Oh my god! I'm Mr. White, and this is Mr. Don't say Brown. Dog, Mr. Dog.
Fucking White Steve's goddamn card.
Oh my god! This whole fucking
handwritten. Did articles at college.
They're so useless.
Obviously a punch card from Robin Cleo's. He's got like 7 punches in that motherfucker.
And I'd love that the nurse is obviously not falling for this, but being like, yeah, I got nothing going on. like
I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Like,
I guess I could call the cops, but they're obviously like idiot kids. Like, we get the very sweet moment where they all become res dogs.
Mm-hmm.
We're the res dogs. Nothing to stop us. Hey, we're not res dogs.
Which I am not shitting you. Like, I truly did not think about until you were talking about it just like 10 minutes ago, that also means that Cheese has more res dogs back at home when everyone else leaves at the end of the season. And not everyone else leaves, obviously. Like, only Alora leaves, but
still. Yeah, no, there's more res dogs. I don't remember what the former Indian Mafia members, because White Steve and them didn't say they were Indian Mafia. They had a different name.
Oh, so we're the bad guy gang.
Oh my god. Indian Mafia. I want to join the res dogs? And you can see Kenny Boy definitely being like, I'm joining the res dog.
Uncle KK. Never 3, only 2 Ks, not 3. 3 is bad. He just wants to be accepted so badly. You have to call me uncle if I do this.
And I still don't know if he's actually like native at all, and it doesn't really matter. Like it or not, he's kind of part of the community.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially but in this final season, he for sure is.
This final episode, he's the one that comes through in a big way.
Ansel don't. And then, Willie Jack and Bear go in to find them and realize that no one knows what Shaban looks like. Yeah, we'll figure it out. The number of times that, yeah, we'll figure it out.
When they do find him, when they realize that they don't know Old Man Fixico's name either. They're just like, no, your cousin brother. Oh, him. Fixico, I'm Fixico.
Yeah, right. Which is funny because he even called him Fixico. Like, he's just being a dick.
Oh, shit.
I love that he's just self-committed. Like, he can just leave at any point.
Not the twist I was expecting, by the way.
No, was there a twist you were expecting?
No, but I just wasn't expecting, like, oh, yeah, no, after we see him get hauled off at the end of that second episode.
Yeah, for sure. In some ways that makes it look like the Men in Black are picking him up. Like, I can leave whenever. That happens every 6 months to a year. And I'm like, are you sure you can leave?
I mean, there was a certain part of me that was wondering, like, obviously more towards the beginning of this episode when they're talking about their plan and not when they're actually executing it. But it's like, cool. Like we started the season, or we started the series with what we found out was a bumbling fucking thievery
Are
attempt.
we actually going to get good thievery? No.
Yeah, no.
But he's like, yeah, I go off my meds every 6 months or so, and I start
Writing
letters. And I was like, oh boy, are you sure? You might have to
The
stay
librarian.
Star people. And then doesn't want to go. He still has those grudges from when he was fucking 16 years old. And like that made me think a lot about what grudges I still hold from when I was 16 years old. And I've put a lot of effort into moving on from them. And not like, I have to like everyone that I have a teenage grudge from, but seeing which ones are worth keeping and which ones aren't. And yeah, Willie Jack has that really like, I know y'all went through some awful shit, boarding schools and.
It's like, I don't know your story. It could be a bunch of different things, but like, there's also some other facts that are hard and fast at play. He's your cousin, brother. He's dying.
You're being a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
I love that moment where Bear realizes that Maximus is Shaban.
Oh, yeah. He's just like, oh, no, shit, this is him. And then they get to break him out.
Oh, are you leaving? Maximus? Yeah, and all right, you know what to do. Okay. Hey, our friends think that we're breaking you out. Can we let them believe that? And like the kind of fun part about that is on one hand, they're absolutely trying to save face on their own, but on the other, they're like trying to make the others feel like they've accomplished shit still.
Mm-hmm. How long do you think it was before Bear told Jackie the truth?
Depends on when they started.
Right?
Making out, which we'll get to that in the final bit. Because where that crossover happens is a little unclear. Doesn't really matter.
Right.
And then the bus explodes. And that bus exploded. That was like a Smallville truck exploding.
That was fucking great. That is so good. I love that they exploded the fucking bus.
Everyone run.
Kenny takes the hit for them all.
He didn't.
He didn't need to, but he does.
We have to protect these young kids. I'm like, it's a fucking ticket.
And then fucking Big showing them the goddamn the footage from the fucking robbery.
God.
Well, shit, not me. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh my god. This whole thing is just so fucking funny. And then
send it. You know what? Perfect way to have the last full out fun/funny episode of the series.
Because everything else is about really like tying up loose ends, and this one is just let's have that chaos that we haven't quite had since season 1.
Mm-hmm. But has always been a part of it. We still need to like honor the fact that this is also a part of the show. So let's end this off too.
Yeah.
In a way that, like you said, in a way that matters.
I'll take all of the credit or all of the blame.
And him.
And him. He's like, what? Like, does that guy just look like that? The guy who plays Ansel, or does he just
he kind of just looks like
know how to relax his face that much?
No, he kind of just looks like that.
Oh man, I feel kind of bad about that.
I mean, he gets roles because of it.
Yeah, I don't want to be mean about that guy's appearance, but there is some like he is the definition of slack-jawed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He could be real smart for all I know. I'm not making any comment on the person, but like I want to hit Ansel. And I don't even know why.
Alora's dad, episode 9.
Ethan Hawke.
Right.
Which was fucking wild.
Last
time I saw him was in fucking Moon Knight, so
this is an episode that I wish I had more of the film watching background to talk more in depth about.
Mm-hmm.
Because something that I know just both from interviews and that a lot of other people that talk, and review the show and stuff have brought up is that it has a big influence from Richard Linklater's movies.
Okay.
Ethan Hawke basically cemented his like career as being like an actual good actor and not just kind of a pretty boy in Gattaca in Richard Linklater's movies.
Okay.
And so that's where like that connection was and where they brought him in for this. And apparently this episode in particular feels very Linklatery. I couldn't tell you that for sure because that is a big blind spot in my own film watching career.
I don't even know who Richard Linklater is. So,
which really bugs me because he's actually a director I've been meaning to get to and watch more of because his movie Slacker was one of the biggest inspirations for Clerks.
Oh, I've heard of Slacker. Okay. Oh, yeah, I can see that. I can see how pointed. The other thing I know you talk from is, I can't remember the name of the movie, but that plane crash in what is it, the Andes? There was a movie about it that Ethan Hawke was in,
okay.
Alive or something like that. And the people that survived by like eating their dead friends and way worse than what the Donner Party went through, but they didn't completely fall apart immediately like the Donner Party did.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like thinking of that story and fucking Moon Knight, and then like this guy who's just perhaps more than anyone else in the show. And if you haven't seen this episode, it might be hard to understand what I'm saying here, but he's kind of just the epitome of just a guy.
Yeah, he's kind of just a dude, right?
He's not a great guy. He's not a terrible guy. He's actually a pretty good dude by this point.
Yeah.
I don't like how much
up, but he fucked up in realistic, like understandable ways.
I don't like how much he smokes weed in places that you probably should not be smoking weed. And like, I don't know. I've had an interesting week with weed because I kind of publicly decided to quit smoking weed outside of like Bellagarth, but then also I'm sitting here with you being like, oh no, maybe I'll smoke a bowl when I get home. Like, so it's a pretty half-assed like thing, but I barely smoke anymore. So like it's weird to me to see someone this publicly smoking, and don't fucking hit a joint the way he is while driving. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I've driven high. You still should not do it. People are correct on that one. Like, or like, while waiting for the kids at the bus stop may not be the place to like smoke a joint.
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, it's not the place to smoke a cigarette either. Like, I'm not like being picky on weed here. But anyways, I'm way fucking ahead of myself. First we get the world's most insane federal aid.
Oh yeah, they are incredible.
What the fuck was that scene?
Also, I guess I don't know if Creek uses Two-Spirit or not, but if they do, then our
That
first
person's probably bringing
representation
Two-Spirit. Yeah.
in this series.
I just like that.
Once again, that's a tribe by tribe thing. If people don't know, like, it's otherwise, yeah, it's trans, but there's also a Two-Spirit, and only that happens in certain tribes.
That person is probably non-binary, if nothing else, or Two-Spirit, or
either way,
the
amazing,
most stereotypical gay person ever in some cases, like,
but also incredible.
Yeah, I just don't like that. That person, I don't know the actor's name. I'm not trying to be a jerk.
Oh yeah, I have no idea either. I can probably look it up.
That person
but
dominates that scene. We learn everything about this, and part of it, I think, is just this series need to like, all right, if we're going to have a character for a scene, we are going to have that character
fucking
commit,
it.
like in the same way that, you know, we learned everything we needed to know about Dr. Larry in his like 2-second scene.
Oh my god, where? Yeah, I gotta find the name for.
It's that actor with a bunch of Chippendale dancers. You ain't supposed to see that. It soothes me.
I'm not positive I have the right person here because I'm not sure what the character's name was.
Yeah. I don't know if they ever give us the character's name.
But possibly Grayson Usawe?
There's not many other people it could be. There's not a ton of people in this episode.
Exactly.
But okay, possibly Grayson Usawe. If you are, good job, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, destroy.
Also,
when they say We's rugged, I fucking die every time.
way to give me rage-induced flashbacks to dealing with any kind of financial aid.
Jesus, yeah.
Well, we need your information from daddy. I don't have a dad. Everybody got a daddy. I don't got a daddy, but like, fuck off, dude. But I remember having similar conversations of like, oh, well, we need to know what your parents can do. And I'm like, nothing. They're not helping me. I'm on my own here. Well, yeah, but we still need to know. And I'm like, you don't.
I was trying to figure out if it was Grayson or not for sure, but I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
I think Bear and Jackie are making up by this point. Or almost immediately after, because they have that whole like
there's a little bit back, yeah.
Joke. Like,
we're going to go on a snagging spree when we go to college.
Everyone joking about that, and then the moment Jackie says something, he's like,
"Wait, you're going to college?"
Like, I was joking, dumbass. And you're like, okay, you two have kissed, like, or if you haven't kissed, it's like.
The countdown is on right now.
Like,
the countdown is on.
The countdown's at like -6 and people are getting annoyed, you know? So we go to meet the dad, and he's
a dude.
Yeah, and I like he wears all white. He's whole like the whole thing is just he's a generic was a fuck up, is trying not to be a fuck up guy. And like anytime I kept waiting for like some big revelation one way or another. And we never really get it. You know, I was with your mom until this first birthday. She broke up with me and she was right. I was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
I was obsessed with her and not in a good way. Okay, been there. Why didn't you come back afterwards? Oh, well, I like called Mabel and she didn't want me to see you, so I decided to respect that. But like there's no moment of like, fuck, you can call twice. This is your kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has his justifications that he gives, but he also drops at the like first sign. Like he obviously would be given this reason and then just be like, okay, like kind of grateful for that reason to not have to try. But what's interesting about him is that he admits that.
Mm-hmm.
That like, okay, should have done this. Here's why I didn't do this. In retrospect, that's not a good reason. I'm trying. Like, that's fascinating to me because you can't ever quite, like, I can comfortably say this dude's a good dude, you know?
Right.
He's got 3 kids that he obviously is taking care of. They seem to be a good family.
From everything we're shown, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
And we get one moment
we
in
get
time.
one,
We
exactly.
get one after.
We get one, yeah.
And he's got some boundary issues. Like, he keeps pushing her to do more. And that's actually not a thing I necessarily have a problem with. These two clearly have shit to deal with. But, like, we won't have to tell them who you are, even. Like, we'll just say you're a friend. And then he doesn't last 3 sentences before he's like, she's your sister. And fuck, I sure hope that you told these kids
that they potentially have a sister out
like,
there.
Or that poor 12-year-old, because Cece was like, okay, the other 2 kids are young enough that they'd probably be fine with that. 12-year-old has to be fucked up about this. And then, like, the 12-year-old is the one that's like, you're going to come back, right? Like, but yeah, it's, oh, your Grandma Mabel didn't want me to come back. Oh, I didn't want to take you away from your community. those are not wrong. But also, they're like fucking shit cop-out excuses at the same
Right.
time. Both of these things are true simultaneously. And there's very few shows that would allow for that multifaceted bit of human nature.
Yeah, they're weak and flimsy. You should have done more. But those were things that existed. Those are barriers and obstacles that
Those
were in
are
the
real
way.
things. And also, like, you know, he was probably 17.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she had Alora fucking young. And then he couldn't have been that much older.
Right.
His age is a little vague, but still, like... So, yeah, he couldn't have been that much older. So he was pretty young, had a kid, was removed, basically, from the kid because he was in no condition. And it's true. He was, by the sound of it, you know, he said, like, I had another 10 years to be a shit ass. I was in no way ready to have a kid at 17. I'm lucky that I didn't. My buddy wasn't ready. We're lucky that he got ready real fucking fast when he had a kid that age. Love you, buddy. So, like, yeah, I don't know. It's the no straight answer. And the fact that Alora has grown enough to kind of accept that, like, she's getting this offer of more family and she's choosing to take it. And what that means in the future, she maybe promises a little too much, a little too fast, but also, like, I get why. This is not the most interesting episode of the series, but it's such a fascinating episode. Like, I could kind of circle around this guy. And
well, it's a weirdly perfect break before the end because it is kind of a detour. Like, it's never been a thing in the show that, like, it hasn't been this weirdly long drawn out mystery like who's Alora's dad. It's really only been a thing in this last like season. But it has still been a little bit of a thing. It has been a little bit of a season arc, and it allows you to show, really also to show how far Alora's come and like the way that she's responding, and like there's still some standoffishness, there's still some terseness here at times, but she couldn't have processed any of this in this way in the first season.
No. She would have been directly hostile. Like, from the beginning. And she was pretty hostile in the beginning. The fucking "are you following me while smoking weed" is like, oh, that's paranoia inducing. Oh, Jesus Christ. And she's like, oh, my dad's a huge stoner. And I'm like, he went to a fucking dispensary. Calm it the fuck down.
You didn't even see how much he bought.
But then when he's immediately smoking, I'm like, oh, okay.
Fine.
You are, in fact, correct. Stay back. I've got a knife. I'll stab the shit out of you. I've done it before. I'm like, you're not wrong. You have, in fact,
that is true.
done that before. He recognizes her so fast. Jesus Christ. Like, it clearly is something that he thinks about a lot.
Did you know that I got the name from the movie Willow?
Yeah. Everyone over 30 feels need. Like, fuck yeah. It's because that's a great fucking movie, Alora.
That's right. So good, Alora. So good.
I just really love this episode. I don't even...
It's, like I said, it's an amazingly perfect little break right before this all ends.
For a guy that is such a kind of generic, that white guy, he is such an interesting character still. Like, it's a great piece of acting that he makes that complete of a human being in less than 30 minutes of screen time.
I do love because they don't really call attention to it, but I love that Alora bought his truck in the last episode.
Oh shit, did she?
Because that's what she's loading up to head to college.
I did not notice that.
Is the truck that he offered to sell her.
That's great. I was kind of sad that she sold the house.
Same, but like, I get it.
Yeah. She was kind of just haunting it, so it makes sense. Like, anyways, we'll get a bit. Oh, quick question.
Yeah.
That you might know the answer to. That I noticed when she was like, maybe mental health and the uh the financial aid person was like, what about being a tribal leader or a scientist? Is there like
I don't know.
programs for that or something?
That's
or like,
my guess. I feel like somebody wrote that in that has some inside knowledge, and they're like, if nothing else, this is for me. Like,
yeah, it felt like a thing.
because it felt specific.
That's
right?
exactly it. Like it was a thing. I just don't know enough about living in a tribe in Oklahoma or living on a reservation, whether I'm in Oklahoma or not, to understand that line.
I also don't know what the fuck a 49 spot is. I'm thinking it's just the local drinking spot.
See, I thought it was a weird sex joke. CC said 49ers.
Oh, yeah, no. I think it's like an informal kind of just like go
fuck spot.
Yeah, well, yeah, get drunk, hang out, party.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But that's the thing. I think it's like, I think there's something else like the kids call it like having a 49 spot is different than like an official 49 spot, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've tried to look it up, and like every little thing I found was just like super small references, and I'm like, this is like legit cultural shit that like people don't call shit 49s around here. Like,
no, there was
like somebody in Oklahoma is probably like, yeah, I get that.
There's a lot that I don't necessarily get, but that's fine. Like,
and 49 had been mentioned before in the IHS conference episode, but
must be some kind of regional.
Mm-hmm.
If you know, tell us.
That's one of the things where I was like, I can draw some inferences, but like, I don't know for certain. So,
and then it's time to finish up.
Yeah. So this last one, I'm gonna bring the room down for a quick second. Please. But this last one,
please is a weird fucking thing to say there. Go ahead.
But it ties into how this show is going to end up even more so than the fandom I had cultivated from the first few seasons. How it kind of tied into my life as this last season was coming out is going to just forever cement it as something that's going to mean a whole lot to me. The week that Frankfurter sandwiches dropped, I lost my grandma. And the day after this last episode Dig dropped, I lost my favorite uncle. Mm-hmm. And even though my plan was to watch it at the time anyway, and having that happen and being able to go directly into a piece of media that I already loved, starting off telling me how these people that I love are going to continue on in some way, was kind of the perfect thing to have happen.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's some kismet right there. Fuck's sake, man. Not like that. Just
like truly made things a lot easier to get through in that moment.
I did not think we were gonna see her again.
Oh yeah, Lily.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like I said, it was kind of the beginning of this episode. It was the most perfect thing to have happened to me at the time that it had happened. And I'll just forever be truly grateful to this show for being able to help ease through that pretty shitty month.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man.
Let's get into talking about this show now.
Okay, yeah, I didn't want to like ruin the like. Well, that's really great here, but let's talk about it. Okay, the revelation that sound guy you were telling me about is the spirit.
Oh my god,
that smile, and like I was so sure it was William Knifeman, like the way that she describes him, and I don't know if it was intended to be in that.
That's the thing. I think in the second season she was snagging William Knifeman, and I think that this is her new dude.
Cece said that she said that. I hated that sentence. Cece said that the spirit said earlier that it had been an older person, but I had gone like, Well, Battle of Little Bighorn. Like,
Mm-hmm.
older.
Well,
But
because Spirit says grandma. Oh yeah, she's given a name in the credits, and it's grandma. I believe it's actually supposed to be like Lily Gladstone's character's direct grandma.
that would make sense. But she's hooking up with the mushroom hippie.
Right, but in season 2, she says that the spirit she's snagging was at the Battle Little Bighorn, and Mushroom Hippie wasn't at Battle Little Bighorn.
Yeah, so I think she's just snagging more people in the spirit world. It's interesting how different Cookie is from the other spirits, because the others seem to have some level of, like, ability to stay and go, while Cookie was much more trapped by people not being able to let her go, and her own ability to not, like, she tried so hard to talk to Alora, which we didn't really talk about that scene, but
I mean, they never go into the nitty-gritty details, but it seems like there's particular circumstances under which certain people see spirits, and even certain spirits anyway. We know that Bear can see spirits, but when Daniel appeared to him and Daniel's dad, it wasn't as Daniel. It was just that flicker of light. And we know that, like, Cookie tells Rita, she's like, I've, like, yelled at Alora and I can't get her to notice me. And it seems like she has been around looking at and watching things for a long time, and it's just, this is the first time that she's actually been able to get Rita to notice her. So I think that it's just like I think it's just weird circumstances that certain people have more options, and
Bear's family might be particularly sensitive to it. It does add such a fascinating layer to the old hippie man that you're like, what the fuck is this scene? When you're watching, it's still one of the best scenes.
He's just hanging out back there, just like I'm loving to be here.
It would be, in any other episode, that scene would of him talking to Willie Jack would have been the, like, stealing scene of that episode. It just so happened that it was immediately before the best scene in this entire show. So, like, that's kind of unfair for it. I love that he's hooking up with Grandma, though. Like, spirit sex is so much better.
It's so fucking funny. Yeah, another great scene though with Lily Gladstone, just in general.
Not nearly as powerful, but it doesn't need to be as powerful. It's kind of, she's continuing the lessons.
Part of the lesson being to open Willie Jack's eyes to the lessons she's already been shown and are putting into motion.
But just really, like, connecting it all together.
Like, look, like, she has to tell her, like, you feel like you didn't get much from Fixico, but you're here. That's part of what he taught you. It's like, you could have fucking called about this. Like, it's an old guy that we all knew was going to die. I can't get out of prison for this fucking funeral. Like, like, this is legit something you could have told me, but we're community, so you came down here.
Sorry, I'm laughing about funeral stuff, not that.
And then it's about getting the fucking funeral together.
Oh my god, this fucking... It's such a good...
Willie Jack ordering the fucking aunties around?
It's such a good depiction of, like, when a community comes together for something like this, where it's fun and people are joking and then people are crying and, like, everyone's coming together to do stuff, but it's a giant fucking mess. And, like,
actually, let me say that Willie Jack, just this entire episode is amazing.
Yeah. Willie Jack kind of just became the leader of this community in a bizarre way. Like, Fixico was not the boss, but he was a person that you could go to when you needed medicine. That's Willie Jack now.
Yeah. God damn it. Her yelling at the uncles when they're taking off the goddamn... Yeah, dude, just drive it over there. Why were they taking it off like 100 yards away?
The fucking hearse driver that's smoking way too much weed. Again, while driving, I wish people would stop doing that. While talking about seeing the dong of every man in
Oh my god.
Watching the old crew hang out together and mostly just bully Cheese
Was it
and White Steve.
fucking Big offering the fucking Man Moon book into Old Man Fixico's casket? And then Willie Jack's dad coming up behind him and taking it.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard.
This episode is fucking brilliant through and through.
They do a great job.
It also wraps things up. Like, we're laughing at all the jokes because all these moments are fucking classic as shit. But
we'll get to that. We just have to kind of laugh about this one. And they give every character a nice moment. Like, I don't know if you've seen Letterkenny final season yet.
I still haven't watched it yet.
It's not really important other than, like, again, it's another final season I just watched. And they do a good job of bringing in everyone, but, like, not all of them really get, like, I don't think Mrs. McMurray gets a speaking line.
Oh.
Which is disappointing, even though she's not my favorite character in there, but, like, it
still feels weird, though.
Yes. So the fact that, like, everyone basically has a moment, has a speaking line, other than, like, White Jesus, but, like, and even who is it? The two little guys, the rappers.
Mose and Mvto.
Mose and Mvto. Fixico, man, he was a real one, and he just pulls out a CD, and they both sign it. The signing it is really the, like, don't sell that. Like,
see you at the crossroads.
And they're legit, like, they're some of the first ones to, like, be the most openly sad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Pig, you've taught me a lot of things that I'll now tell you about. Get the out of here. No, sorry about him.
What was it? Yeah, fucking Big was trying to talk and shit. Everybody's like, no, fucking leave.
Big has learned and grown so much, and he desperately wants everyone to, like, see that.
Big telling Teeny they can't hook up anymore?
I don't think they ever did, though. Like,
I think they did. I think the implication, well, because she was looking for a hometown snag, and we know that she stayed in town longer than just that one night.
Sure, but he's like, oh, yeah, I've sort of seen someone now, so can't anymore. And, like, the look she gave him, I kind of had this, like, we never fucking did, Big. But, like, I mean, it does not matter. Either way is fucking hilarious.
See, I was thinking it was more, that look was more just like, not that we never have, but more like, we haven't been in like 4 months, because like, time has passed.
I do not care, Big.
Like, we hooked up like 3 times in that week. You know what I mean? Like,
oh.
Him going and offering the fucking eggplant.
What is it with him and the eggplant? Like, it's organic.
I will point out, because who was it?
Maximus was growing eggplants.
Well, yeah, and that also ties in too. But when he leaves and they're like, oh, what the fuck do we do with this? We fry it and all that, and then it was Dana that pops in, who's Willie Jack's mom.
Okay, and
we finally get like a good look at her for the first time since season 1.
The hunting episode is the last time we really. No, we got at the end of season 1, but she didn't have a speaking line there. It was just kind of.
And then Teeny comes in. And so that puts all 3 Podemski sisters in the same scene, because her, Rita, and Teeny are all actually sisters.
Oh, real life sisters?
Real life sisters.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. You can really. There's a split second where her and Rita are like side by side in that scene, and you're like, oh yeah, you're sisters. Like, yeah, you two are definitely sisters. I see it.
It's interesting. Who is it? Teeny's the one that left, yes?
Yeah.
Comes back. Obviously, she's developed some kind of relationship with Alora, because, like, she has seen, and we kind of had get hints of that, but, like, she's seen the college dorms, and, like, she knows where she's going, and she hasn't told Rita about that yet, even.
Right. This episode, it's kind of neat because there is a lot that just sort of hints at like, oh, there's been more going on that we just haven't been showing you because it hasn't been as important. Because, then when you get to the finale montage, as we've already alluded to a couple times, like at some point, Jackie and Bear started hooking up.
But like, Alora, well, and Teeny was missing having that community. Now she's part of that community again, but she doesn't live, she's still in the city, which is fine. And I like that, that she's allowed to have both. Yeah. I mean, it's basically what Rita's doing now. Like, it's fascinating. The fucking absolutely, it's such a simple scene, but the scene with Bear and Alora.
A scene that categorically could not have happened between those characters in
at
season
any
1.
other point.
Yeah.
They couldn't have done that at the end, the beginning of this season.
No.
Like,
and yet is 100% believable for them by this point.
The growth that they both had to make. And we haven't honestly seen these two talk like that since the first episode. Probably since she brought the money back so they could, or her share of the heist, so they could try to buy the chip truck back. Yeah. Like, and it's very clear in that scene way back when that these two were probably closer to each other than, I don't want to say closer than they are with like Willie Jack or whatever. Like, not that they, but like that these two had a really special bond that's not been there all season or not acknowledged or not dealt with. And here it is. And Alora, like, leaving, but not leave. It's not leaving without him because he's not going, but like, she's telling him. She's looking after him. I didn't know Rita was going. Like, and she's like apologetic about that. She's worried about, that distance that they've had growing again. But Bear's grown up too.
It takes what he's like, all right, it's a lot to take in. Give me a second.
Good for you.
Cool. Cool. It's a lot, but
I'm going to miss you. And I do really get the sense that she plans to come back after college. Like, she seems to want to, I think she wants to work at IHS, just, not in the way that Willie Jack's dad was trying.
I think she wants to be better Dr. Larry.
Yeah, Dr. Larry, but not useless.
Yeah.
Well, and, her, like, working on mental health is such an interesting way of where she was when she was just lashing out at her. Like, it lets her deal with, her point in season 1 of This Place Kills People. It's still not wrong. But it doesn't just have to be that place.
Now, I don't think there's anything in this that directly makes me want to say this, but I do feel like she eventually wants to come back. I kind of feel like Bear still eventually wants to leave. This just isn't the time yet.
I don't know if he wants to. I was thinking about that too. I don't know if he wants to leave or not. I think he is open to the idea of.
And maybe more open than some of the others, though.
Yeah. Cheese and Willie Jack don't want to leave. They want to stay home. And that's fine. They found their place. Alora needs to go for a while for her own growth, but like, she's kind of accepted how important this community is to her. Bear might leave, but also he has also accepted how much this community matters to him and how selfless he's really kind of become when he was not, even when he was trying to be selfless in those early ones, like let's return the chip truck. It was such a kind of like stupid, childish way of doing it.
100%. White Steve grows up and takes over the bingo game at IHS.
Oh, 100%. He loves the bingo game.
God damn it, White Steve is so good in this episode too.
Can't wait to be an elder. Me too. And then just like, but I get it. Like, he lives on the res. He is not native, and he doesn't really pretend to be native, but he's so immersed.
Not any more than he knows he can't get away with.
Sure,
Yeah.
but like, it's different than the way of how hard Kenny Boy tries to push being native.
hmm
White Steve is part of this community, and it's such a heavily Native American community that, like, I just think parts of it is how White Steve is like, well, this is what everyone is, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Like,
Of course I'm going to become an elder.
I ain't leaving.
I'm going to be here.
Yeah, like,
I'm going to be old and here.
gonna be an elder. Like, it's, and like, I'm not even going to pretend to comment on like, oh, sure, if, you know, white boy grows up in a different culture, at what point are they kind of that part of the culture? Because I don't fucking know. I'm an art school dropout. I'm a fucking moron. But like, you know, White Steve is here from the beginning. He's of this funeral, of this show, of this whatever. He is part of this community in whatever level. So you see where he's coming from enough, even if it's just a weirdly funny joke.
Fucking Cheese accidentally fucking smacking him in the face, too. Oh, shit.
And then all of them are helping dig, and Ansel just, like, loosely grabs 3 things of dirt and throws. I'm done. And I don't know what the ceremony is there. It does seem to be like everyone's putting in a bit of time.
And then
we gotta talk about Ashman.
Yeah.
I love just like trying to whistle in the
Yeah.
like doing it but not really wanting to commit to this entirely, or like not wanting to do it enough that other people will hear him.
Yeah. Fuck, that was good. Just like, congrats. You did it. You figured it out.
Yeah.
I know you called me here wanting more advice, but
I don't really have any for you. You're doing fine. Like, you're not punking. You're not Rita either. Like, you're growing up. You've matured. You've gotten past, I mean, not that you're perfect, obviously, but like, he's gotten past that last part of shithead childhood where you're not an adult, but you're not a kid anymore, and you're kind of pissed off both directions about that.
I don't know, like, it's a great speech and a great scene. I just don't know what to say about it, because it's another one of those ones that kind of lays it all out. Like, it is just him telling him, like, congratulations, you learned this and this and this, and like,
this finale is hard to fucking talk about, honestly, because like, it's why we're kind of just like laughing at the bits, because all the emotional stuff is, I mean, it's laid out really straightforward. And then so-and-so showed up and showed they're really a part of the community. And then Kenny Boy showed up with the shovels, enabling the community to exist in ways that it needs to, like filling a need, even though they don't always like him. Like, Kenny Boy has gone way more like native in his dress and stuff, and the hair too. And I swear he's calling himself something different now.
Oh God, probably. It would have been hilarious if it was Choke-Chi, but I have a feeling he would know what that is.
Toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about because there's just, it wraps everything up. It does it without a bang. Like, there's not a huge moment in it, but it's not like there's anything missing either.
No, it does everything it needs to.
It does everything this show wants to do. It tells us moments in time while like acknowledging that we're not getting the whole picture and that we don't fucking need to.
I think the thing that I like that sets it apart from a lot of other finales, I still don't think it's my favorite finale of all time, but
I think it's up there. But
it's way up there. But something that sets it apart and does put it in the upper echelon is much like William Knifeman taking the time to like acknowledge, like, yes, this is what you learned, is it takes the time to acknowledge all the ways that the characters have grown over the season. And if it doesn't happen in this episode, it happened in the episode before or the episode before that.
Yeah, like it really is like, let's get it going.
Like these last 3, even though they're supremely different episodes, all kind of have a hand in just like,
let's tie everything.
We're tying it all up. still getting these beautiful little moments.
While absolutely leaving room. Okay, so the thing that I missed when we were watching it, and Cece thought was funny as hell, because she's like, she was wondering, like, oh, I wonder when they started actually making out, when they actually became a couple. And I was like, well, we don't actually, like, they never quite admit that. Like, really? She's like, the thing about the neck. And I'm like,
leave off his neck and he's covered in hickeys?
What? Yeah, I missed that. For whatever reason. I mean, I was playing some Marvel Snap at the time because I was wanting to not cry. And so, like,
Deadpool helped hold back these tears.
Fuck off, man. So, like, I was really, like, no, I was paying attention, I swear to God. But for whatever reason, that one line slid past me, and I was like, and I remember thinking, like, I don't know what they mean with that line. I don't quite. And then the moment she's like, the neck, and I went, oh! Like, I do think it's interesting that Jackie isn't dyeing her hair anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because just you notice that in that one moment there, too. Like, because it's like, oh, she's hugging Rita. Like, that's new. Okay. Yeah. She's not dyeing her hair. She's, like, come to her, you know, everything that her mom, I think it was her mom, was trying to tell her in the first episode of season 2 of, like, you need that community. You need that, like, they can help you. And obviously, if you want to bleach your hair, bleach your fucking hair. I don't fucking care. Like, you know. But it does seem to represent some part of...
She was just doing it to be different, to help.
Yeah, or like accepting...
To help be that hard-ass gang leader.
Accepting her being part of this community, or like, I don't want to say part of this tribe, because a white man calling it the tribe is like... I'm going to sound like the Doctor when he's like giving off the war cry, but like she's, I don't know. It felt like she has accepted parts of herself that she was fighting before, even though she named her group the Indian Mafia. So it's not like she was not pretending. It's not like she wasn't pretending to not be Native American or something, but like.
Right. It's just, it's different. Things are different for her now.
Yeah. And that's a really good, like. Also, I would wear that, like, Justice for Cheese or whatever it was that they got last season. Like, every day. I would wear that shirt all the goddamn time.
For real, Bear in this entire series, they give some of the best outfits of all time, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. If you pay attention to what Bear's wearing every episode, it's always amazing.
Even his kind of velour tracksuit from season 1, like, it looked good. Like...
And by season 3, they start throwing that at some of the other characters, too. Cheese has some fire shirts this season.
I hadn't paid much attention, but I will...
Jackie also has a couple fucking fire shirts this season.
I have like 3 more wrestling shirts arriving this week. I have a problem.
Yeah, just gonna throw that out there, though. Like, totally jealous of the entire wardrobe of this show. Oh, and they have all appeared in the show, of course, at this point, but you actually get Gary Farmer, Graham Greene, and Wes Studi all sitting down in a scene together. And that's just awesome.
Making fun of young people and scaring White Steve. And
people say I smoke too much weed.
You do. And elders drink too much fucking coffee.
Oh my God.
And then that final little, I don't know, there was something, the very final scene being all of them sitting there. And I do love that, like, we did good today. I'm like, you didn't do shit. Y'all did good being here for Fixico, and especially before he died, being there for Fixico, credit to you. But you do not get credit for this funeral. Willie Jack gets credit for this funeral, which everyone else accepts. And I love getting to see her dad doesn't get a lot of scenes, so it's not like we see huge growth. But the way he seems to be handling things, and like, kind of pride in where his daughter was, as opposed to when we saw before, like, loves his daughter, but kind of discomfort in some of the stuff. Like, she stole the card to give her mother, like, as a anniversary gift, I think. I don't remember. It's season 1 thing.
Oh, right. The gift cards.
Oh, that's it. But, like, he seems to have much more, like, kind of... He's been so hovering over her protective until that final episode, and he's really noticeably, like, letting her take the lead in this episode in a way that really shows how she's grown into this community.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, just a good series, yeah?
I have to stop myself from saying Skoden. Like, between this and Letterkenny.
Fucking great. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've rewatched this entire series now. Basically, as soon as this was like the thing we were doing again, it's just been what's on. It's on replay every time leading up to one of these episodes. So, I'm just gonna continue watching it though, just because we're not doing episodes of it.
It's getting added into my repertoire. I think it's gonna become one of the like background things. Like I've been watching I still watch a lot of Letterkenny or Shoresy or
oh god, so much Shoresy.
Ted Lasso. Or,
I have put on so much Shoresy.
Adding this one. This is kind of a weird one to put into my like while I'm crafting because it's so much deeper than any of those shows.
It gets so heavy.
But
it's also so funny.
I also need to start putting Our Flag Means Death in that run. Season 2 is better than season 1. Season 1's a fucking masterpiece, so that's fine. God, there's been some real, like, people talk about movies and TV shows like dying, but honestly, there's some really good TV shows coming out still. Movies are in trouble, but they're whatever.
As we sort of wrap up this little bit on Reservation Dogs, I know we don't really do recommendations anymore, but I realized I forgot to bring this up during my ingesting, and I want to just throw this out there.
That's the one thing I missed about doing recommendations. I was supposed to talk about this.
Well, it's mostly because Masters of the Universe Revolution is fucking amazeballs, dude. It's so good. And I know that me and you both already really liked that first season, and this one is much more straightforward, but not in a bad way.
That's fine.
I finished it yesterday, and I was actually really surprised at how emotional I got at the last episode at a couple of moments.
Well, that's how we felt about the first one. You made me like the stupid little black mage guy.
Yeah, because Orko's great. Not as much Orko this season, which was kind of a bummer, but it's also just
die. I haven't watched.
Just a much shorter season though, too. So
that's true. It was only like 5 episodes.
Mm-hmm. But goddamn, they make use of every minute of those episodes, and the only thing that was distracting was Shatner's voice.
He's not a good voice actor.
Oh,
he plays Bill Shatner.
Yeah, and like to his credit, he wasn't leaning into being Shatner. Like it just sounded like him talking.
Yeah, he's like 92.
Yeah.
So his
fuck, dude. Check it out soon. It's good. It's super easy to get through, only being 5 episodes. So
we'll actually do an episode on it soon. We're just figuring out. We have so many good episodes for this year, so it's just a matter of fitting in where.
Yeah. Fucking baller, and like made me wish I had just a ton of toys.
That's the best. I was listening to I've been listening to the New Day podcast. The New Day being a group from wrestling, and their podcast is actually really funny. But they were talking to this like professional NFL guy who me and football, but like a big NFL superstar who started an anime club in his football team. But they're like, oh, it's not a cartoon, it's anime. And I'm like, yeah, that means it's a cartoon. Like,
cartoon, buddy.
Don't put away other stuff because, anyways, I feel like we don't want to end this episode in the same way that I didn't want to start. Because I don't want it to be done.
I didn't want to end it without bringing up Masters of the Universe Revolution,
doing that.
Because I was blown away by how much I enjoyed it.
Next time, we are still doing TV shows, but we're doing a completely different kind of fucking TV show. Have you started this
I
yet?
haven't yet.
Oh my God. I've only seen the first episode. I've seen all of it, but I only watched the first episode for us. We are going to do the first half of the first season of Farscape. One, because it's 45-minute episodes and it's like 22 episodes long, and ain't nobody got time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I actually kind of like, as much as it wasn't on purpose, I kind of have liked the splitting the season into two parts.
Yeah.
It just gives us a little more time.
Also, this would have been like a 5-hour episode otherwise.
Fuck's sake. So we're going to go from an absolutely beautiful show about loss and family, and we're going to go into surrealist Australian bondage Muppets. In fairness, this first season is way more normal than where that show goes.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
It starts, I mean, not normal, but like comparatively, like late 90s
normal.
sci-fi normal. And then they're like, you know what would be fun? Dadaism and sex.
I mean, they're not wrong.
They're fun. It's one of my favorite shows. It's weird to watch that first episode. Anyway, that's next time. Steven will be with us. It's great. In the meantime, we're your generals of nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
Like that.
Oh, God damn it.
Hi, everybody. General Tyler here. If you like the show, please hit subscribe however you're listening to us right now. Also, if you could rate and review us however you're listening to us right now, or preferably over at Apple Podcasts, we would super appreciate it, as the whole world is ran on algorithms, and we want to be all up in them, getting our voice out to more places. Also, I mean, tell your friends. We always appreciate that. If you want to get in contact with us, ask us questions, give us comments, email us generalnerderypod@gmail.com. You can also contact us through our website, www.generalnerdcast.com. While you're there, check out all of our back catalog, or click the links up at the top, as we are part of the Earworm Podcast Network. Go check out all of our sister shows. We're involved with most of them, so if you already like listening to us talk, it might be in your best interest. And if you want to check out everything from the network, head over to earworm.com, EARVVYRM.com. We'd super appreciate it. Love you all. Have a good one.